This woman has been taken hostage by the most dangerous criminals in the world, and the police are not going to rescue her. But the villains have no idea what her husband is capable of and how he is going to take revenge on them. This man's name is Charlie Heller, and he works as a cryptographer for the CIA. He has a beloved wife, Sarah, who is going on a business trip to London. The man makes Sarah the most delicious coffee and escorts her to the car. They have a perfect family. Charlie arrives at work and communicates with his colleague Jackson, nicknamed the Bear. They work in a super secret office with the highest level of security. During the day, Charlie corresponded with an unknown man named Inquiline and received a new assignment from him. Our hero has lunch with his colleagues and then returns to work again. Sarah calls him and complains that she is very tired. But Charlie doesn't have time to talk, because it is at this moment that he deciphers coded recordings from his secret informant and learns that his boss, Alex Moore, uses drone attacks for his political purposes, but disguises them as terrorist attacks. Our hero feels surprised, scared, and shocked. He calls his wife, but her answering machine goes off. Soon Mr. Moore appears in his office and asks Charlie to come up with him to the office director. She is a stern middle-aged woman named Samantha O'Brien. She reports that there has been a terrorist attack in London. Mr. Moore turns on the TV and shows Charlie the latest news. It turns out that 4 armed criminals broke into one of the hotels and took some of the people hostage. Among them was Sarah, Charlie's wife. Our hero feels that he has fallen into a real hell. His house is surrounded by journalists, and the investigators tell him almost nothing. No one knows where Sarah's kidnappers are now, or if there is a chance of her rescue. Soon her body is delivered to America. Alas, the criminals did not let her live. Charlie gets his wife's suitcase back. It turns out that she even managed to buy him a present. Charlie has been watching the video over and over since the attack. He decides to conduct his own investigation. It turns out that there really were 4 criminals. They worked very professionally and didn't even leave fingerprints. The bandits came to this hotel to buy weapons from the Indonesians, but the deal did not go according to plan and a shootout began. The hotel's security service called the police, so the criminals took hostages to escape. The man who grabbed Sarah is named Mikhail Blažić. He is a Belarusian criminal. The second abductor, Lawrence Elish, is a former Special Forces soldier from South Africa. The third perpetrator is a woman. Her name is Gretchen Frank. She is an Armenian intelligence officer, but now lives in Paris. The attackers left the hotel with several hostages, and therefore the police could not approach the criminals and stop them. Charlie tells the investigators that the 4th perpetrator took his wife's life. His name is Horst Schiller, and he is the organizer of many militant groups and private military companies. These people work as intermediaries when someone in power needs their services. This kind of business is very popular. Charlie reports the results of his investigation to Mr. Gation, Moore and his deputy, Caleb Horowitz. They reply that they are already working on destroying Schiller's entire network and send Charlie to a psychologist. During the session, our hero admits that he feels disappointed for he does not believe in justice and wants to avenge his wife on his own. To do this, Charlie returns to work, prints out the secret documents of the mysterious Mr. Inquiline and goes to his boss. He admits that he knows the whole truth about him. It turns out that Mr. Moore's orders have led to many civilian casualties and even among his own allies. Charlie threatens to reveal all the information and contact not only the CIA, but all the media. He warns the boss that he has made many copies of these documents. All of them will go to the world's news agencies if they try to eliminate him. Charlie offers Mr. Moore a deal. He will keep his dark secret, but at the same time undergo military training and personally take revenge on all 4 criminals who kidnapped his beloved wife. Charlie is sent to Colonel Robert Henderson for training. He is a strict, tough, and demanding man who greatly values discipline and order. Our hero ends up in Peary's camp. This is a U.S. military reservation that houses a secret CIA training center, better known as the Farm. Meanwhile, Moore and Caleb conduct a search of Charlie's house and office. They try to find copies of secret documents, but they only manage to discover a hidden CD in the jukebox of the bar, and there is no data there. Moore and Caleb realize that this man has fooled them. Charlie begins to undergo military training. He is a very bad shot. It seems that our hero can eliminate his enemy only if he approaches him point blank. At the same time, Charlie expertly makes improvised explosive devices. One evening, Colonel Henderson comes to Charlie and informs him that our hero is not capable of taking the life of a single person. He won't be able to avenge his wife. Our hero is desperate that this is true. At night, Henderson receives an order to eliminate Charlie. He takes his gun and goes to our hero's room. but there is no one there anymore. It turns out that Charlie has installed a listening device in his boss's office. When he found out that he was going to get rid of him that night, he immediately left the country with the help of false documents. Charlie goes to London. During the flight, he remembers his wife's last gift. This is a small and very old American Cessna aircraft. But most importantly, it is real, and after the repair it will be able to fly. Our hero buys a train ticket to Paris. Once there, he tracks down one of the 4 criminals, Armenian intelligence officer Gretchen Frank. Using his office software, he finds her apartment and begins to monitor her. After waiting for Gretchen to leave the house, Charlie looks through the lock-picking instructions and breaks into her apartment. The man examines her personal belongings, finds out her plans for the coming days, takes a few pictures, and takes a gun from her bedside table. Suddenly, Gretchen returns home with her boyfriend. Charlie goes out onto the stairs and tries to pull the trigger, but he can't do it. Colonel Henderson was right. He is not capable of taking a man's life. But what should I do now? Charlie remembers his beloved again, buys a huge bouquet of flowers, looks through the pictures taken, and finds out that Gretchen has made an appointment with an allergist. It turns out that this woman has lung problems due to a pollen allergy. Charlie goes to the same clinic, puts on a white coat, enters the medical room, and locks the criminal in a pressure chamber. He fills this pressure chamber with flower pollen, and Gretchen begins to suffocate. Charlie demands to know Schiller's location, but the woman refuses to do so. She whispers something, but Charlie doesn't hear her, so he opens the pressure chamber. Gretchen immediately rushes at him. A furious fight begins between them. Soon, they both run out of the office. Charlie is chasing Gretchen with a gun in his hands. A woman runs down the street and gets run over by a van. Charlie takes her phone, takes off his white coat, and leaves the scene of the accident. So now we have one less criminal. Charlie buys a ticket to Marseille and wanders the streets of the city for a long time. He goes into some nightclub and drinks. It seems to him that he sees his wife on the dance floor. Unfortunately, Sarah is not here, but Colonel Henderson is. He has tracked down Charlie and is going to eliminate him. Charlie is trying to escape from him. He rushes through the streets of the city and hides in a small bar. Unfortunately, Henderson finds him quickly. Our hero locks himself in the toilet. There is no escape from here, so he gets out and sits next to Henderson. The men order beer, and Charlie shows the colonel his timer. When the countdown ends, a loud explosion sounds in the toilet. Thanks to the chaos, smoke, and panic, Charlie manages to escape. Our hero asks for help from his mysterious informant Inquiline. With his help, he secretly flies to Istanbul in the cargo hold of a small plane. There, Charlie finds the right address and finally meets with Inquiline in person. It turns out to be a woman. She admits that she was the wife of a former KGB officer. When her husband allegedly accidentally fell out of the window, she took his place. Surprisingly, Inquiline agrees to help our hero. The woman takes Charlie to her country house and studies all the details of the terrorist attack in London with him. So there are 3 criminals left. Eller is involved in the illegal supply of weapons. Blazik is currently in a Spanish city. Schiller is the hardest to track down. Our heroes decide to fly to Spain and find Blazik there. Meanwhile, the head of the CIA, Samantha O'Brien, meets with Mr. Moore. She finds out that her deputy ordered Colonel Henderson to eliminate Charlie, and she is very angry about it. Samantha sends her agent to protect him. Charlie and Inquiline find out that Blazik is currently vacationing in one of the most luxurious hotels in Madrid. It turns out that this criminal loves to swim at night in the pool located on the roof of this hotel. Charlie is studying all the technical specifications of this pool. Our hero arrives in Madrid and rents a room in the same hotel. Of course, Colonel Henderson soon appears there. Another CIA officer is sitting in the lobby. Charlie goes up to the roof, to the pool in which Blazik swims. He demands the criminal to give him Schiller's location and shows him his remote control. It turns out that a device is installed in the pool that can change the load on the glass bottom of the pool due to vibration. Blazik refuses to cooperate with Charlie, and our hero presses the button. The glass bottom of the pool is covered with cracks, and after a few seconds, it collapses. Charlie tries to leave the hotel as soon as possible to escape from Henderson. Following the prompts of the Inquiline, he goes down to the basement. But there is another CIA agent there. This second agent attacks not Charlie, but Henderson. It turns out that Samantha sent him to protect Charlie. Both agents are fighting furiously. Henderson is wounded, but gets rid of his opponent. Seizing the moment, Charlie escapes, returns to Istanbul, and lives for a while at Inquiline's house. Caleb Horowitz realizes that Charlie has an accomplice. He soon tracks down the mysterious Inquiline and reveals his identity. In the middle of the night, an FSB squad breaks into our heroes. Inquiline and Charlie will escape. They manage to get to the car, but the staff chases after them. A lot of shots are fired. One of the bullets hits the Inquiline. Charlie manages to escape, but he is now completely alone. However, he doesn't have time to be sad, because there are 2 more criminals left. Charlie tracks down Elisha in Romania. Our hero pretends to be a rocket salesman and makes an appointment with him. Charlie manages to prepare a trap with improvised explosives. With the help of threats and blackmail, he manages to find out that Schiller is on a ship in the Baltic Sea. Elisha gives Charlie her cell phone and tells him the names of Schiller's accomplices. But our hero activates the explosive device anyway. Charlie leaves Romania and arrives in the city of Primorsk to monitor Schiller's ship. There he meets his colleague Jackson, nicknamed the Bear. The men decide to have a cup of coffee. Charlie realizes that this is not a chance encounter. The Bear asks his friend to stop his vendetta, but Charlie refuses because it was Schiller who took his wife's life. Our hero asks too many questions to the Coast Guard officers, and it looks very suspicious. Soon, Charlie is attacked, taken hostage, and taken aboard Schiller's ship. Finally, he is face to face with his biggest enemy. Schiller knows well who Charlie is, what he did to his accomplices, and why he came to this ship. The criminal hands our hero a loaded pistol and offers him to avenge his beloved wife. But you do remember that this man is not capable of pulling the trigger, right? Therefore, we need a different plan, and Charlie has one. Our hero admits that he hacked the navigation system of this ship and sent it to the Gulf of Finland. The Finnish police and Interpol are already waiting for Schiller there. That is revenge. Schiller will live, but already in prison. Samantha O'Brien speaks at a big press conference. She reports that Moore and Horowitz were arrested for illegal military and political operations. Charlie returns home, visits his wife's grave, and meets with Henderson. No, the colonel is no longer trying to eliminate him. On the contrary, he thanks our hero for his bravery. Soon, Charlie completes the restoration of his plane and embarks on a flight. It was his dream, and his beloved Sarah helped make it happen.